Well, hey guys, I'm back, and we are at the altar of unboxings. Decided this is the official name of this. So we've got the stump, and we've got the altar. And I now have two ridiculous things. So we've got the prep box by PMP today, and inside the prep box we also have the budget blade box. Because if you order both, they come together, which is very convenient. So we will be taking a look at what we have. We'll do the in-depth look at the budget. I can never say that right. The budget blade box at a later date, but we'll get a sneak peek at what is in there. This is the Dro by With Armor. You'll see a full video review of this also coming up. And I seem to not be able to cut into a box today. How about that? Isn't that great? Alright, so we've got to separate what comes in what. So I've got one, I've got a Kershaw, that's got to be budget blade. We've got, oops, ripped the box already. We got batteries, okay. Got a big pouch. You've got this. Alright. That's it. We've got a Kershaw Cryo 2 for the budget blade box. I said it right, and I felt like I didn't. The budget blade box. We'll look at that later. But for the prep box, 3 items this time for September 2019. Starting with a Mountain House meal. Now, 2 ways to look at this. Number one, I've always said I'm not a fan of getting, food in the boxes like this. I get it that, yes, it is important to have this kind of stuff. You're prepping in a prep box, right? It's important for survival, so it's useful stuff. I know it is. Personally, this is just me. I mean, personally, it's just me. I'd rather get gear than the food stuff. I'd rather get my own food stuff. So, now I've tried this. It's good. I mean, it is good stuff. Me and the boys have made these just to check them out. So it's good food. It's filling food. And it's, the freeze-dried stuff like this is a convenient way, to do it and store it. They say 2.5 servings. I could eat this whole bag myself when it's all made. And very easily. I forgot which company. Some company just recently got sued for false advertising or something. This is something that you could put away. I'm not thrilled, but it is an important thing to have. What's cool about a lot of these is that you can make them, you boil the water, you put them directly in this pouch, so you don't have to worry about cleaning up pots or pans or your little camping setup. You just put the water in here and let it hydrate, and then eat directly from here if you want. Oop. This is item number 1. That has an MSRP of $8.99. Item number 2 is the Pathfinder bottle bag, which is this guy right here. I think we actually have a Pathfinder bottle from another box. Where it is, couldn't tell you right now. I smell stuff, guys. I like to smell different. I mean, I don't know what it is. This has I like the smell of this. Yeah, I'm weird. Oh, it has a strap for us. So high quality nylon, nice weatherproofing on the inside. Let's say you're not going to use it as a bottle bag. Let's just say you're going to use it as a pouch. It has lots of room. So, I mean, you could put a bottle, or you could just use it as, it'd make a great dump pouch. Still kind of stiff. It needs to break in, but could make a pretty good utility pouch as well. Is this one, let's see, made in China. I was going to say you could probably find a cheaper made in China version. This one's made in China, but it's very well made. Double stitching, very heavy gauge nylon, lots of attachment points for other stuff all around. But just it's got weight to it, you know. Has a decently padded strap on it. So, you know, you can carry it alone. If you're taking your bottle off just to refill it, you can carry it on your gear. The thing I like about it is that it's not just, it's a bottle bag, but this is big enough to give you utility value for other things. So, you know, I'm likely to use Camelback, but having, you know, the extra water bottle could be good, or just using this for lots of other gear, whatever you're going to do. It's got a nice soft feel on the zippers too. Metal zippers, by the way, not plastic teeth, but metal zippers. And it's got an insulation fact. My hand is warm in there. So if you've got warm, it'll probably keep it warm. If you've got cold, it'll probably keep it cold. Sun's beating down on it too, so that might have something to do with it. But it's a good quality pouch for whatever you're going to do with it. And if you get it, everything in here has to do with water, and you need water for that. So. And then the big ticket item, the Survivor Filter Pro X water filter for the MSRP of $125. So remember, the price of the box is a flat rate of $100. So the MSRP of this already exceeds the price of the box. And so this is an electric water filter. So you don't have to do the filtering. Basically, that's what the batteries are for. Little bit of weight compared to like a Sawyer or a Life Straw, you know, just a survival straw water filter. But at the same time, if you can just find a water source and let this do the work for you, that's pretty cool. Now, normally I don't open water filters or anything. I just sort of leave them, you know, so they're fresh. But it looks like this is something that I can actually open up and we can look at. It's got a 3-stage filter in there. So you got a 0.1 micron filter. So that'll remove your little microorganisms like Giardia, E. coli, different protozoa. You can use it for 100,000 liters. Then you've got a carbon filter in there to reduce heavy metals, chemicals, pollutants. That'll do 2,000 liters. And then the internal ultra filter, that's your superhero filter. That's 0.01 microns. That's also for 100,000 liters. So you got to change your carbon filter before anything else. It's got a micro USB port now. I'm wondering, can you use rechargeable batteries and charge this, or does it charge other stuff? That's what I'm looking for here. It's got a plug, so I'm guessing we can plug it in and charge it, because I don't know, and this is for priming the whole thing. If you read the instructions, the first time you use it or it hasn't been used for a while, you need to prime it and get it going. That's pretty cool. This is the kind of thing, you know, a lot of people say that, you know, they look at boxes as a total, you know, like only the monetary value. I look at boxes as an opportunity to discover things that I might not have tried otherwise. And this is something that I probably would not have thought of trying otherwise, you know, an electric water pump like this. But I think that it could be looked at as a little gimmicky. It could be looked at as a convenient way, especially if you're trying to fill a whole bucket, let's say, a large container of water. Save yourself a little bit of work and time. You know, if you are in, let's say, a real survival situation where everything is done with human effort and work, the more human energy you save on yourself, that's where this pays for itself. When you're saving the time, sunlight, and energy for you to then work on another project that you have to get done to survive. So it's, it's not always that box isn't worth the exact monetary amount. A lot of it is discovery of new products. From me, there's a lot of new things that I've discovered in unboxings that I didn't know about before. I wouldn't have thought about buying before. The chance to see new things. So you got to look at subscription boxes as not just are you getting your dollar for dollar's money's worth. There's the fun factor of not knowing what's going to come in it. There's, a lot of different ways to look at the value of a subscription box. However, the prep box is one of the boxes that actually does give you your money's worth, because, he doesn't give you any fluff items. He just gives you useful stuff in the box every month. So it's one of my favorites. Now, also, if you notice, the box isn't overloaded with like 10 items, but that also means you don't get junk. You get useful quality stuff for your money. So a lot of people are really liking PMP for the simple quality over quantity factor that it has. That's why I pay for this box every month. I pay, and oh, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. I usually do. It's not really a subscription, so you're not locked into a charge that's just going to come up every month. You decide you're going to pay for it. You pay for the box, and then it comes. If you don't want to pay for it that month, you don't pay for it. But he really does take the time to look for useful items. I think I'm excited to see how this works. I think it's kind of a novel idea. Now, some people will say, you don't need an electric pump, but at the same time, how many people have, ever had to build that, like in SEER school, have ever had to build that water filter with layers of sand and rocks and charcoal and all that to filter out water for your entire crew? This thing would save you all that time. So I think it's pretty cool. So overall, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this. When I saw a $125 water filter, I'd like to give it a try. I think it's probably a pretty useful item. If you're off on your own, it might be a little overkill, but if you're with a group of people, or you're on your own, but you're stocking water, you're doing like lots of water all at once, for cooking and drinking, and not just one bottle at a time. I think this is a very useful thing to have, time saver. So that's pretty cool. It's one of those things, again, I want to test it, but I don't want to waste the filters. I got to look at how available filters are and how much they cost, to replace and things like that. So overall, what are you guys feeling about this month's prep box by, I just realized, why aren't we calling this the pimp box? Because somebody's going to make fun of it, but the prep box by PMP. No frills, quality over quantity. That's what I always say about this box. A few good items are usually better than a box full of junky stuff, So now it's time for you guys to give your opinions, what you think, and we'll look at the Kershaw Cryo 2 in the budget blade box soon. So until then, remember, you are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will be back again real soon.